Greetings and welcome back to the Witcher 1 Comedic analysis, where we continue to look at the game and point out good and not so good elements, while having fun in the process and avoiding all possible spoilers. This is the fourth part, so if you are a newcomer, I highly recommend you to click here and start watching from the very beginning. If you are not, let's go! Chapter 3 Vizima Trade Quarters.
Here comes the money!
Here we go, money talk.
Here comes the money!
Some people say that the first chapter's introduction is awful. I don't agree, because it has gameplay, action, drama, pointless sacrifice, particle effects, audio filters, final boss introduction, everything you could ever want. But here we have some dull dialogue and that's it. At least they tell the theme clearly. We are going to be used by everybody and there will be a lot of choices.
Yes, sir. Permission to commence mission, sir.
Content-wise, the chapter introduces only 1.5 locations, the Wall Street and the second half of the sewers. Most stuff will be happening in earlier introduced locations, and here lies the real beauty of this chapter, building on and developing existing material. It is a smart move for a tight budget like theirs. Almost every character in the previous chapter interacted with us only briefly for a few dialogue lines. Here, these characters who didn't get their screen time will shine to their fullest. Those few who already played their role are either still useful as a trader or are replaced with new characters, providing new stories. Great and awesome it may sound, but there are problems. Firstly, your unfinished or not taken quests from the previous chapter are no longer doable. I understand if you skipped some main quests and enhance a side quest, but some difficultly found actual side quests are quite important on their own, and it is bad that you don't get a second chance to find them while you are still in Vizima. Well, you should have searched better, you may say. But how on earth a player should expect to look for an NPC who spawns without any indication in a very specific location at the very specific time for 1 hour like some prophesized discount messiah?
I'm not the Messiah! I say you are, Lord, and I should know I followed a few!
Or an NPC whose quest you just did never mentions that he has another one until you speak to him again, while most propose you the next one right away. Not that these quests are something alternate, unique or special, so this hiddenness is justified. Arrgh! You got my point. This stuff frustrates me the most in video games.
A little edgy today, are we?
Next to the questline structure. After the convoluted, multi-layered, twisted stereo investigation, here we have something much more simpler. We come to a huge exposition hub. Be sure to take a few bottles of Wife's Tears elixir, because there will be a lot of heavy drinking. After that, we have to exterminate all the BDSM in Vizima and nearby territories. Fun fact, it seems that there are more BDSM community members in Vizima than city guards and regular pedestrians collectively. In the previous chapter, almost all combat is deeply optional and easily skippable, but here the game suddenly remembers that there is supposed to be action in this point-and-click adventure. Here the game begins to fall to the common RPG's problem, copy-pasting a lot of the same enemies for the player to slay. We will be fighting packs after packs after packs of leather-clad gentlemen again and again. Previously we had this problem with annoying drowners, but at least we could just ignore them. In general, this chapter feels a lot more sane and modest. They don't try anything fancy and just embrace the mainstream. Even the book quotes are not forced and out of place anymore.
Love can move mountains, but
It must be true.
Main quest structure is much more straightforward. Side quests are more polished and some of the most memorable moments are here. The only thing is that you can complete a lot before you actually take a quest on that. But to give the quest in or proceed to the next stage, you have to wait for a while, which means reload the location. Maybe a bit of restructuring could have been helpful. A few things could be said about choices, the main selling feature of the game. This chapter has the most choices with actual consequences. This is important to mention, because despite the Steam page shouting that the game is packed with ambiguous moral decisions which have real impact on the storyline, most of these impacts are either an NPC will give you 6 bottles of his best Putinka elixir, or another NPC will give you her Playboy cover photo. Even fewer of these choices actually affect the gameplay. The best one is when you listen to that newspaper Herald guy, and if you subscribe to his deliveries and tell all your friends about it, you will receive a hidden buff for the rest of the game. I wonder if it works in real life. So, the gameplay. First major addition you will notice is the Tricis's mirror teleporter. How do you guys even say that? Tricis's mirror teleporter. Yeah, In the previous chapter, Dr. Frankenstein taught you how to teleport from any magic amplifier to his underground lair. Now there are 3 interconnected fast travel places: the Dark Tower, Truss's Mirror, and Frankenstein's lair. For some reason you can no longer teleport from the blue particle effects, so as convenient as the system is, it is not convenient enough because of swamp map layout making a run to the tower much longer than needed. A lot of different NPCs who provide you with essential stuff like education or Playboy pages do it for unnecessarily specific luxury items. Not that it is a problem, by now you should have more money than a second world country does.
I have gold.
Also, in this chapter, how you develop your character will start to become more and more important. The leveling system is not very complicated. You kill mobs or do quests, gain experience, gain levels. Every new level you gain a number of points, spending which you buy talents from a skill tree. There are 3 grades of bonuses: bronze, silver and gold. For the first 15 levels you will only gain bronze points, but later next tier points will be slowly added and the previous removed, with training development. Because of this, there is no such thing as build in conventional meaning. You are an amnesiac witcher, so you do know how to do all these things. Some of them just have not returned to you yet.
Forgive me, madam. I lost my memory.
There is nothing on these skill trees affecting social interactions whatsoever. Every single talent somehow helps with combat. You can fight with 2 swords, canonically. Steel for humans, silver for monsters. A short weapon like a dagger or a torch, and a heavy weapon like an axe or another steel sword. From time to time you can help yourself with magics. There are 5 spells. Art, which is still force push and polish. It knocks out enemies for a finishing blow, which is good for earlier stages, but later is not so, because finishers, while being beautifully animated, do not provide immunity periods. Igni, which is the reason why using an item to light up campfires makes no sense. It deals heavy damage, especially if synergized with Silver's drone-style patinado talent, linguistic roots of which even Google can't find. Next we have Quen, which provides social distancing until you attack someone, Axii, which makes one enemy fight for you, and Urden, which deals some damage and adds a lot of status effects. Not all spells are created equal, but this is a topic we will cover probably in the next video, which will be dedicated to balance.
They both come down to one thing: fucking others.
Another fundamental mechanic is alchemy. You can create potions with a wide list of effects, combining basic substances in a specific order. Recipes you can get from a lot of different sources, mainly from scrolls, which you can buy or get as a quest reward. Or you can Google the recipe, that works too. Some ingredients have additional substances, and if every ingredient you use in a potion has it, an additional effect will be placed. Potions have different toxicity values, so you cannot use every single potion at a time, but there are not enough useful potions to make this a problem. When potions no longer help, you can additionally enhance yourself with oils and bombs. So really, if you can't defeat a certain enemy, the most common solution is use more consumables, because under the visage of an action RPG hides the rusty skeleton of classic tabletop RPGs, meaning that math is the key to all your problems.
Sir, we're requesting financial assistance.
Phew, I guess we're done here for now. Concluding, this chapter is a development of everything that was introduced to us earlier, without adding much. Maybe it is because CDPR started to run out of money. Maybe they decided that they had had their fair share of experimentalness and now it's time to stop. Either way, here the game enters plateau phase, allowing players to experience the game at its max for a bit longer.
I would like the night to last forever.
I hope that you found this video interesting and/or entertaining. If you did, subscribe to my channel, leave your feedback in the comment section, this is extremely important for my content creators' morale. Tell all your friends about this video and stay tuned for more content. But for now, с вами был товарищ Комрад, out.